al-Rashīd, if he found out you were Shia, you were beheaded. Harun al-Rashīd would not allow anyone to come out and say they were Shia. Do you know how they used to have majalis in those days? Look at us today, alhamdulillah. Thousands of people sitting in a lecture, listening to the majalis of Ahl al-Bayt. Do you know in those days what they would do? You would sell butter. While you're selling the butter, you teach your fellow Shia about Ahl al-Bayt. As soon as the guard of Harun al-Rashīd walks past, you then say, okay, 3 kilograms of butter, I will get it for you, don't worry. And that's why some of the greatest companions of Imam Al-Kadhim, when Harun al-Rashīd put Imam Al-Kadhim in prison, some of his greatest companions had to come and ask him, what shall we do? Amongst them, Bahlūl. You think Bahlūl is a simple companion? Bahlūl was a student of Imam As-Sadiq and Imam Al-Kadhim. Bahlūl came to Imam Al-Kadhim in prison. He said, Imam, him and 2 other companions. They came to Imam Al-Kadhim, they said, Imam, you are in prison. What shall we do? We, your followers, how do we spread your word? Imam said, jinn. Jinn? Imam said, jinn. The first one thought jinn, part of the Arabic alphabet, alif, ba, ta, tha, jinn. The first one thought jinn means jabl, mountains, so he went to live in the mountains. The second one thought jinn, jala'u, l-waṭan, so he went to live in another country. Bahlūl said, I know what jinn is. Jinn is junūn. I'm going to act majnoon, crazy. But in my insanity, I will spread the word of Mūsā ibn Ja'far. Do you know what a sacrifice it is to act insane so you protect the teachings of an imam? Do you know what sacrifice that is? I don't think we know. We don't know what that sacrifice is, brothers and sisters. We today, when you ask us to be religious, I'm not ready yet. Ready? You think anyone's waiting for you? This ship has sailed. If you've studied the lives of the imams and you're still thinking, I'm not ready yet, no, move away. Rather look at someone like Bahlūl and say, Bahlūl has to act insane to preserve the teachings. And wallah, Bahlūl, the way he used to act, you would see a man who acts insane, but his words are words of wisdom. One day, Bahlūl is sitting down on the throne of Harun al-Rashīd. And he's jumping up and down, jumping. The people came, they started hitting him. Bahlūl, get off. And he kept on jumping and jumping on the throne. All of a sudden, they came, they hit him and they removed him. He began to cry. Harun al-Rashīd walked in. He looked at Bahlūl crying, said, why is Bahlūl crying? The guard said, oh, our master, he's crying because he was sitting on your throne. And how dare anyone sit on the throne of our master? Harun al-Rashīd said, Bahlūl, is that why you're crying? He said, no. He said, then why? He said, I cry for someone like you. How could you sit on the throne of the sons of Fatima al-Zahra? What will you answer your Lord on the day of judgment? And then all of a sudden he'll run away on a broomstick. Harun al-Rashīd will look at him and think, this guy's crazy, but will also know the bullet hit. On another occasion, Bahlūl tells Harun al-Rashīd, give me the keys to the prisons of Baghdad, please give me them. Harun al-Rashīd said, what do you want to do with them? He said, I just want to play. Harun al-Rashīd said, okay, take them. An hour later, the guards come. Harun, there is trouble. Harun al-Rashīd said, what's the trouble? He says, all the prisoners have been released. Harun said, oh my God, Bahlūl. Where is Bahlūl? They said, he's in the graveyard, he's sitting down. Harun al-Rashīd came up to me, saw Bahlūl crying. He's like, Bahlūl, didn't I tell you don't mess about with these keys? Why did you release them? Bahlūl said, please, I'm sorry, please. Bahlūl then said, is there any way I can be forgiven? Harun al-Rashīd said, yes. Bahlūl said, what is it? He said, if you make sure they're all caught, then I'll forgive you. Bahlūl said, very well, let's stay in this graveyard because there'll be a day when all of them will come here. Harun al-Rashīd one day tells Bahlūl, Bahlūl, you are insane. I know you're crazy. But sometimes you say some extraordinary things. I don't know where you got them from. He doesn't know he got them from Musa Al-Kadhim. He said to him, Bahlūl, You know there is Sirat on the Day of Judgment, on Qiyamah. How will it feel when we're on that Sirat to heaven or hell? Bahlūl said, I don't know. He said, no, tell me. He said, okay, I do know. He said, what is it? He said, get me a pot. He said, okay, I'll get you a pot. He bought the pot. He said, put some water in the pot. He put some water in the pot. He then said to him, light a fire under it, let it boil. Harun says, okay, we boil the water, there is fire. Bahlūl said, now put a plate on top of it, on top of the pot. Harun said, okay, I'll put this big plate. Bahlūl said, now we have to play a game. He said, what is it? He said, I have to stand on the pot and I have to say what I eat every day and what I drink every day and what I own in this dunya. And I have to say it, but I can't get off, even though the fire is under me. And then you have to get on and you have to say what you eat and what you drink and what you own in this dunya. So Bahlūl got on. He said, my name is Bahlūl. I eat a bit of bread, I drink a bit of water, and I don't own anything in this dunya. And he got off. Now it's your turn. My name is Harun al-Rashīd. I drink alcohol, and I drink, and I also eat. I eat. Then he jumped off. Bahlūl said, what's wrong? We didn't even get to the things you own and you jumped off already. So he said to him, what do you mean? He said, I just boiled a bit of fire and you couldn't handle it. How will you handle the Sirat when Allah asks you about your life? In other words, this Bahlūl, do you think he acted insane because he wants to? No human wants to act insane. But he knew Imam Musa ibn Ja'far told him, so he preserves the teachings of Ahlul Bayt. Likewise, Ali bin Yaqtin was the minister for Harun al-Rashīd. First, when he came towards Ahlul Bayt, he wrote a letter to Imam Al-Kadhim. He said, Imam, how do us, the followers of Ahlul Bayt, do our wudu? Imam Musa Al-Kadhim wrote back to him, he said, we perform our wudu by washing our face, and then washing our hands, and then wiping our head, and then washing our feet. Ali bin Yaqtin said, when I read the letter, I'm like, washing our feet? We don't wash our feet. We wipe our feet. But Imam Musa ibn Ja'far would not make a mistake. So what do I do? Do I wash or do I wipe? Someone who was jealous of Ali bin Yaqtin told Harun al-Rashīd, I think that Ali bin Yaqtin is a lover of Musa Al-Kadhim. Harun al-Rashīd said to him, why? He said, because I've seen him talk about him. And he talks about him in a pleasant way. Harun al-Rashīd said, Ali bin Yaqtin would never leave my way. This is not true. That person said, no it is, I promise you it is. Harun al-Rashīd said, very well, tomorrow I will find out. The person said, how? He said, we'll go and spy on Ali bin Yaqtin in wudu. You know, there's a moment in your life where you either unconditionally submit to your Imam or you pick and choose what of Islam you like, isn't it? Ali bin Yaqtin is reading a letter where Musa ibn Ja'far says to him, wash. Ali bin Yaqtin knows you have to wipe. But if Musa ibn Ja'far says wash, then you have to wash. Harun al-Rashīd is watching through the window. Ali bin Yaqtin is doing his wudu, washes his face, washes his hands, wipes his head, and now the crunch time. Do I listen to my Imam or do I make up my own Islam? As he's coming to his feet, he says, I have to listen to my Imam. He began washing his feet. Harun al-Rashīd said, I told you he hasn't joined Musa Al-Kadhim. Look, he washes his feet like we wash our feet. Imam directed them that do not worry, if I'm in prison, you can be my representatives when I'm away. And that's why when people today say to me, Sayyid Ammar, we are with an Imam who's in Ghaiba. We already had an Imam called Musa ibn Ja'far in Ghaiba.